So now whenever if you want to develop your own applications, then as part of this Force.com platform, as part of this Force.com platform, Salesforce provides two programming languages. As part of this Force.com platform, Salesforce has given two programming languages. Because platform means what? Which has to provide some resources, like some programming languages, some technologies, some databases, some tools. It has to provide all these resources. That means platform in the sense of development environment. That means to develop a custom application, to develop a feature, whatever the resources are required, all the resources it has to provide to us. It has to provide that environment to us. So through that environment, through the features, through the programming languages, through the technologies, we can develop our own features, okay, which is required for us. So that here we need some programming languages. So to develop that application by using Force.com platform, as part of Force.com platform, Salesforce has given two programming languages. First one is programming language. Second one, Visual Force programming language. Okay, Visual Force. This Visual Force is also called as a web development framework. Web development framework. Now, so these are the two programming languages has been given by Salesforce. The first one is Apex programming language. Second one is Visual Force. So what is this use of this Apex programming? Apex programming is used to build the business logic. In order to build the custom business logic, we are using Apex programming language. Like for example, so now when you go to this one, your Salesforce instance, after entering some data, when you click on this particular save button, record is saving, right? Yes. How? Because of some business logic. When you click on this cancel button, it is canceling this current request, right? Yes. How? Because of some business logic. When you click on delete button, record is deleted. How? Because of some business logic. When you click on search, it is searching for some data because of some business logic. When you click on sharing button, it is sharing the record because of some business logic. That means what? So whenever I'm going to be utilizing this application, when I click on some button controls, it is performing some operation. That is because of some business logic. That means behind this button control, there is a logic has been written by somebody. That means somebody means Salesforce people. Salesforce people has written some business logic over there, okay, which will be okay executing upon click on this button control. Now, so behind each and every button control, behind each and every screen, there is some business logic is available which will perform some certain operations. So that to build those kind of business logics, we are using Apex programming. So Apex programming is used to write some business logic here. In order to perform some certain operation, we are writing some business logic with the help of Apex programming. So by using Apex programming, we can build the custom business logic. We can build the custom business logic. So what are the business logic that we want? We can build the business logic with the help of this Apex programming language. By using this Apex programming language, we can build our own custom business logic, whatever we want. Next, second one, Visual Force programming. Visual Force is what? Visual means what? Presentation. Presenting means screens, user interface. So as soon as once I click on the new button, this screen has been appeared. This screen is visible to you where it is having so many text boxes, so many pick list controls, lookup icons are available, where we can enter some data to perform to insert the records. Like the similar way, so many user interfaces are available. Login screen is there, forgot password screen is there, search functionality is available. Like that, we have so many user interfaces are there. Like this one, I want to design my own user interface also. Okay, I want to design my own user interfaces. Like for example, sometimes my customer is expecting the user interface like this. Let me one small screen. Sometimes my customer is expecting the user interface like this. My customer is expecting a user interface like this. My customer is expecting a search functionality where I would like to have one search text box. In this search text box, I would like to provide some watermark. Enter search text. Enter the search text. I want to provide some watermark. After entering some watermark, so now I have a small but control search records. Suppose, for example, I'm entering some characters like some text, some characters test. After entering the characters test, when you click on search button, I want to collect all account records whose name is starting with the some test, and those records I want to display inside my tabular format. Okay, what accounts are available whose name is starting with this character some test, those account records I want to collect. That means the matching account records and those records I want to show inside my tabular format. Now tell me, do we have this kind of user interface ready-made to us? No. Then what we can do? We can design by our own. So according to the customer requirement, I want to design these user interfaces. Okay. According to the customer requirement, I want to design the user interfaces. So how can we design the user interfaces? Now let me explain. So in order to design the user interfaces, we are using the help of Visual Force programming. As part of this Visual Force programming, Visual Force has given so many ready-made tags to us. It's like as a HTML kind of programming, which will be having so many ready-made tags. It's a tag-based programming, which is used to design our own customized user interfaces with attractive look and feel, with a dynamic mechanism inside this. The dynamic functionalities. Dynamic functionalities means what? We can able to pass the values at runtime. When I click on the button control, it has to perform the actions immediately. So for that reason, by using this Visual Force programming, okay, by using this Visual Force programming, we can able to design attractive and dynamic user interfaces. That's what here we are calling this Visual Force as a web development framework. Now, it is a web development framework which is used to design attractive and dynamic user interfaces. User interface with attractive look and feel, with rich look and feel, we can able to design the user interfaces. For that reason, Salesforce has given the two programming to as part of this Force platform. One is Apex programming, second one is Visual Force programming. These are the two programming languages which are used as part of this Force platform. We don't have any database concept. Database means what? Tables. Tables in the sense what? Objects. You know already how to create the object, how to create the field, how to map the associations, all these things you are aware of. So that here that is comes under database programming part. We no need to have any database part over here. Database is nothing but admin part, like as creating the objects, creating the fields, mapping the association. That is nothing but database part as part of Salesforce. So that we can build any kind of application. We can able to build the user interface, business logics also, and then we can able to implement that databases also by using the configuration features. Now, so this is the whole information about the Force.com platform. This Force.com platform is also comes under customization part, nothing but development part. As part of Salesforce development, we are going to be using this Force.com platform. In this Force.com platform, we are going to be discussing about Apex programming and Visual Force programming. So now what will be the content I'm going to cover as part of this Force.com platform? Let me explain. So let me show you that content so that you can see What are all the various features I'm going to be covering as part of this? As part of Apex programming, we are going to be covering so many features. Now, as part of this development, we are going to be covering the Apex programming. Okay, but generally the people will go with the Apex programming directly. And then we'll see what exactly the Apex programming language, what is the use, why should we go for Apex programming, what we can do with the help of this Apex programming language. We'll see that. As part of this Apex programming, we'll see the fundamental basics of Apex programming. We'll see each and every fundamental basic. Don't worry about the programming part. Every fundamental basic I will go in detail. It's like as a school feeding. I will go in detail each and every fundamental basic in detail with some practical examples. I will give some assignments also over here so that you can do the practice at your home. Whenever you are having some free time, so okay, so that you can complete those assignments also. So we'll be discussing about the various fundamental basics of Apex programming. Okay, from the beginning, because what is Apex programming, what are the various principles are there, rules are there, data types are available, operators are available, conditional statements are available, variables are available, and the iterative statements are available, arrays are available, all these things in detail over here. And then we'll go with that. Once you are done with these features, once the fundamental concepts are done, this fundamental concept will take minimum 1 week time. Don't expect like as 1 session, 2 sessions. Because if you're strong in fundamental, remaining concepts are very easy for you. So that your fundamental concepts are very, very important. You should be strong in fundamental. Then only you can able to write the code by your own. And then once you are done with this fundamental concept, then we will go with a feature called as object-oriented programming. As part of this object-oriented programming, we are going to be discussing about classes, objects, methods, procedures, functions, all these things we'll see. And then we'll move forward to the feature called as collections. Collections. Here we are going to discuss about the various collections which is offered by Salesforce. Collections is the base for Salesforce development part. Wherever you go in the entire development, collection will follow you. Without the collection, we can't write even a single program also. So that collections is the base. Three simple functionalities are important in Salesforce development. One is, as part of fundamental basics, conditional statements. Okay, conditional statements and then iterative statement. These two, and then collections. If you know these three, these are very small features. If you know these three, development is very, very simple for you. Wherever you go, we are using if condition, for loop, collection. If condition, for loop, collection. Wherever you go, in every program, we are using these three. If you know these three, then the development is very, very simple to you. So that these are very, very simple features. We'll see in detail concepts how to use this one. Because in every program, we are using this. And then once we are done with these collections, we are going to discuss about SOQL and the SOSL. Nothing but queries. How can we get the data from Salesforce objects? And then how can we fetch the records also from Salesforce object by using SOSL part. Salesforce object query language, Salesforce object search language. Both we'll see with the various classes. And then we'll go through the HTML statement, like as inserting the records, updating the records, deleting the records, all these things. Now you can able to raise a question. Sir, already in the admin concept, already we have inserted the record, updated the record, deleted the record, then why you are going with again? So tell me, by using this user interface, how many records can we create at a time? How many records we can modify at a time? Only one. How many records you can delete at a time? Only one. But I want to insert multiple. I want to update multiple. I want to delete multiple. Then what we can do? In this case, we are using the help of DML statements. Through these DML statements, we can able to perform the operations on multiple records in one shot. That possibility is available through programming itself. The two, as part of DML, we'll see two concepts like atomic, non-atomic. Both we'll see practically. And then we'll see the concept of triggers. As part of admin in so many places, I have discussed about this word triggers. We'll see how to implement the triggers as part of this page programming. We'll see. And then Visual Force programming. We'll see Visual Force programming is one of the major part as part of this development. We'll see how to design our own user interfaces, how to implement the custom look and feel, and how can we invoke that business logics. We'll see practically we'll use Visual Force program. And then we'll move forward to the email program. How to send the email notifications from Salesforce, we'll see. We can raise a question. Sir, already we have workflow rules, process builders to send the emails. Why again this email programming? We'll see that concept. Through email programming, we can send the email notifications, we can receive the email notifications also, both. We can send, we can receive both. But workflows and process builders are only sending the notification. That's it. They are not having the capability to receive. The two workflows and process builders are simply sending the emails with the subject and content, no attachments at all. But here we can add the attachments also, multiple also we can do that. That possibility is there. And the next one is we are discussing about batch programming concept. How to implement the batch programming, we'll see practically. How to implement the scheduling, how to implement the scheduled jobs also we'll see. And then we'll see the concept of code coverage also, nothing but unit testing, how can we do that, and the deployments concepts also we'll see. How to deploy the code into the other instances also by using sandboxes. How to create the sandboxes, and then how can we deploy the code from one sandbox to another sandbox. I will show you the practical concept also over here. These are the various of features which we are going to be covering as part of development, and then after that we are going to be discussing about the concept of integration also. How to integrate the Salesforce with the various external systems we'll see as part of integration concepts also. Okay, these are the various features we are covering as part of this development course. Okay, as part of this development course, we are going to be covering this Apex programming, Visual Force programming also, and then integration features also. There we are going to be covering this API and the SOAP API concepts also, okay, in detail with some practical real-time use cases. Okay, these are the various features we are going to be covering as part of this Force platform. That means as part of development. This is the overview of the development course which we are going to discuss, and this is why we are going to use. These are the various benefits that we are using as part of this development. Okay, now tomorrow we'll see the few more functionalities here. So now few more functionalities, various customizations of Salesforce, different types of customizations in Salesforce. Types of customizations. As part of these customizations, we have two types. First one is declarative, second one is programmatic. What is declarative customization? What is programmatic customizations? How to do declarative customizations? How to do programmatic customizations? What are the differences between these two? We'll see practically. And then we'll move forward to that with the features of Apex programming. What is Apex programming? What are the rules? What are the principles are available? Each and everything will go one by one. Each and every functionality in detail. I will give you that information. I will prepare that notes also. I will be sharing these videos also into your Google Drive. You will be having a separate Google Drive for the development videos and the notes so that you can able to get that information also. Okay. Yeah. So we'll be continuing with that, the features from tomorrow onwards. Because tomorrow we'll be having that session at same timings. Okay, and then we'll be using that same meeting link tomorrow also.